Hi there, students. Angular, angular. This is an adjective. So thank you to Ronan for suggesting this idea. If something is angular, it consists of lots of angles. Yeah, I looked down from the cliff and I saw the angular rocks below. Angles with lots of sharp angles, not smooth curves. Now, you could describe somebody or their face as angular. If somebody has an angular face, it's bony, it's thin. You can see the bones sticking out. Or I'm not angular. I'm one of these round people. But angular, somebody who's thin, you can see their bones sticking out in different ways. An angular face. The angular faces of the starving children. Now, you could also use this word, but this is much less common, in something that is not very graceful. It's not very smooth. So the way that he walked was very angular. It wasn't very smooth. It was, or angular as well. You can also use it to mean something that's very rigid in character, something that doesn't want to change. So he has an angular view of the world and is intensely resistant to change. The modern cold angular brand of materialism. So let me go back to the beginning. Angular, with angles, with lots of angles. The decoration in the house was very angular. The picture that was modern art, but it was very angular with lots of sharp shapes. Angular describing a person, bony, where you can see the angles on their face, not smooth and round. And these are the two most common uses of angular. So angular, having a clear shape with sharp points. Her features were too angular for her to be a beauty. An angular body. She was tall and angular, thin and bony. Okay, so this is the way, having lots of angles. Physical properties that in which you can see the angles of something. Yeah, having angles or sharp corners. And then an angular face, the bones can be clearly seen. Clumsy angular movements. A tall angular man. So notice these clumsy angular movements. This goes into the next meaning, is something that is not very graceful, is something that doesn't move very well. And then finally, angular, and this is not terribly common, an angular view of life, an angular way of living that refuses to change. Religion is a very angular thing that is not open to change. I think the Catholic Church in this is one of the most angular organizations that exist. Okay, so angular with sharp corners. An angular sofa looks very uncomfortable. An angular face, thin, with a prominent bone structure that you can see very clearly. An angular nose, like Pinocchio, perhaps. The building was an angular shape. The fabric has angular geometric forms on it. Somebody could have an angular handwriting. yeah, as opposed to something very cursive. It's very, very angular. Okay, so angles, angular, full of angles, full of sharp corners, sharp features, a sharp face, angular architecture, angular art, particularly common. And then he has a very angular way of dealing with things that is not very efficient. His logic is rather angular, and he very often is clumsy, and he very often will refuse to change. So angular, also with this idea of refusal to change, resistance to change, which is a very human thing. Okay, this comes from Latin angularis, angular, square, placed at the corners. Angular. I'm going to give this a 6 in formality, but use anywhere. So, angular. Bye for now.